I'm a huge Razorback fan, so it was great to see Coach Anderson, those guys pulled that one out last night. Exciting game. But LSU, coming off a huge win over, who did I watch them play the other night? They were playing Missouri. Huge win over Missouri at home, got them right back into the thick of NCAA tournament talks and really close to us in the standings. So going to have kind of a postseason atmosphere, I hope, down there in Baton Rouge.
When you look at where you guys are right now and trying to finish games, how do you adjust to make sure that you're a fresh leg or whatever you need to be at the end?
It's a really weird balance of being ready and being rested and not rested. So I think we got it wrong last week. I think we'll get it right this week. Probably a little bit too long in shoot around. Probably a little bit too many reps for Mal in preparation. We started yesterday with bringing that back a little bit. Factor in on the road. I didn't do a really good job of factoring in that 3 games in 6 days. I think we did a good job of managing it during the time, but I didn't do a very good job of managing the part after it. Probably should have a little bit more of a break. And when you're in one possession games, boy, you go back and you get really critical of yourself and everything that you do. So I think we'll do it right this week. It starts in practice and it carries over all the way through the game. We may have to take some timeouts to rest. May have to take a timeout even when we don't momentum-wise need one. Just got to use better judgment in managing the game.
When you look though at the promising, situations you put yourself in.
Yeah.
You talked about how tough this stretch was going to be, but to see where you guys were and had the lead you guys have had those last 2 months.
It was awesome. I went back yesterday, and you do these exercises as a coach sometimes to try to gain perspective because it's easy to lose it. I wrote down our games last year versus all of our opponents and how we're doing this year. That was a pretty cool exercise when you lose by nearly 50 at South Carolina and you're in a 1-possession game with them this year. You're never really close with Georgia, and you are close with them now. It goes way back. People we've been losing to, we're beating people that were crushing us. We're playing closer. So I think continuing to do what we've talked about all year long, being very realistic about what you're doing. South Carolina is a team that's been there and done that, and we're putting ourselves in a closer position than we have been in the past. So I think we've got to continue to celebrate those things while you're trying to change the result as well.
When you look back at IT's injury, how tough has that been to not have her, and when do you expect her to get back?
We're hopeful for that week after our bye week, so we're hopeful for the at Kentucky game. That's kind of been every kid that's coming off that needs a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, so that's where we're at. She looks really good. She's in a good frame of mind. It's hard to have an in-season injury. It really is hard to have one where you're playing, you get hurt, and you come back. That's a really hard thing, so we're trying to help her through that, just so that when she gets back, she can be as prepared as possible. Her minutes were so valuable. Mal had that little stretch where she played great in the extra minutes, but that has a compounding effect too. So we're working really hard. Natalie and our athletic training staff are working with her around the clock, and she'll be back hopefully for that week when we go to Kentucky.
How desperately do you need a third, maybe a fourth scorer to complement what Chelsea and Mal are doing right now?
The difference between winning and losing. I mean, it's just that's a fact. I still think Kira and Taylor are giving us exactly what they've been giving us at their spot. They haven't waned from that at all this year, but we do need that third punch. And sometimes even a fourth punch. And it doesn't have to be one person. It really doesn't. It just has to be a kind of an amalgam of those kids having impact. But we can't beat the top teams in our league without them. I don't think there's